Okay, so I'm limited on daylight here, so what I'm going to do is this is just kind of an approach video for you. You can kind of see the neighborhood as I'm driving down the road. We're only about 2 minutes from the property, and while we're going down the road, just to let you know, I know this road very well. Why I've sold a lot of houses down here. There's a lot of manufactured homes down here. They're not junky manufactured, just that's a lot of times when I have a client wanting to look at a house on YY, I have to double check to make sure it's not manufactured. Obviously not the case with this one. What I do like is you are literally 5 minutes from Lebanon, but you have to just be clear, you're about 40 minutes from the lake, so just keep that in mind. You're going to get more for your money out here, so this house is going to be more affordable than it would be if it was in Osage Beach, obviously. Lebanon is just a small cow town. The reason I like Lebanon for my clients moving to the lake and to central Missouri, excuse me, is because you can be in Springfield in like 45 minutes or the lake in 45 minutes. And Springfield has a mall and the shopping and an airport and all kinds of stuff. And then obviously the lake has all the entertainment stuff and lifestyle things that people would like, fishing and everything else. So especially when you're on the north side of Lebanon, that's a plus. So that's great. So you've kind of seen a little bit of the drive. It's on a highway, so no dirt roads that you'll often find with small properties out here in Lebanon. So we're getting ready to pull in here. Let me see if I can do this on the first try. And since I'm limited on daylight, why don't we just step out and take a look at the property right off the bat, okay? Now this is an older home that's been redone. Looks like they've done a good job. We'll see when we get in the house here. Okay. So I'm just gonna jump out of the truck and we're just gonna do the exterior real quick so that I don't run out of daylight. Sorry about my finger getting in the way there. So the next house is, I would say it's about 150 yards through the trees right there. And if you need a parcel map of this, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm sure you've already looked it up, but if you haven't seen it, then I'll show it to you. Here's the highway. Across the road, there's a pasture. Looks like they might be clearing area for cattle, maybe. There's a couple houses across the highway. You can see. All right, so let's walk back here and check this out. Got 2 parking spots here. Nice metal roof. Looks newer to me. You can see this house is actually pretty old. Look, they got an old wood grill there. 1-car garage below. And got a pond over there. I have not seen the parcel because you just sent this to me, so you're going to have to bear with me. But that telephone pole typically is what indicates a property line. So I'm assuming that pond is not on the property. We have a lagoon right over here. If you're not familiar with lagoons, just ask me and I'll tell you everything you need to know about them. The number one thing is, lagoons are very popular on rural properties, mainly because a lot of the Ozarks is made up of clay and it doesn't do well with septic systems. So if you do a septic system, it's very expensive. Lagoons are not expensive. They are very affordable. They don't stink as long as they're taken care of properly. They won't stink. I would probably put a fence around mine, but some people do, some people don't. Just to keep kids out of the lagoon and pets and stuff like that. But basically, all the gray and black water from the house goes down one single, typically a 4-inch pipe, and goes right in the lagoon. And then, the solids break down just like in a septic system. And then the overflow water overflows out that pipe. And that's just kind of clean water on the top. This lagoon could probably use some work. It needs maybe a backhoe to dig it out, clean it up a little bit, and put a fence around it is what I would do if I bought this house. Nice, beautiful property down in the bottoms there. Looks like you got a beautiful sunset property. You see it in the background there, especially in the fall before we get our leaves. There's some Canadian geese hanging out by the pond. Okay. All right, walking around the house here. There's your, looks like that pipe might be busted from the lagoon. So we probably want to get a septic inspection on this to make sure that the lagoon is functioning properly. Maybe they put in a new pipe and unwisely did not remove the old one, which would make people concerned. Looks like new replaceable windows. We got a cracked window right here. Soffit looks good. Looks like they probably redid it when they put the roof on. Oh, nice cement board right here. I'm sure this is kind of an upgrade. They used looks like PVC or cement board right here too when they trimmed that out. New deck, looks well done. Nice piers, footers. Everything looks like it was done correctly. Yeah, looks like they did a good job on the deck. And again, new replacement windows, it appears. A little bit of a concern. Okay, when they did the roof, it appears they did flash that properly. Of course, an inspector will be able to tell you better. But something's going on up there. I'm not sure if that chimney is compromised or what. That's the original chimney from when this was built, which is probably in the 40s. New front porch looks good. Looks real nice. And looking underneath, looks like new timber under the deck as well. From what I can see, again, you have to have an inspector look at it. Okay, we're going to go inside and check that out. Hang tight.